I am Elizabeth Sherman from Total Health by Elizabeth. And what I do is I help folks ease into healthier habits through just making life a little bit easier and making health choices a little bit easier. And today I have my two friends, Sonia and Marco, who you may have met in my guacamole episode, where we made guacamole. And what they do is they are caterers, but they also do cooking classes here in Puerto Morelos. So we got such a phenomenal response from our last presentation that we wanted to do one from popular demand. So many people asked for it, for margaritas. Awesome. So let's talk about margaritas. It's Friday. It's 4:30.
It's happy hour.
It's happy hour.
This is the time, okay? Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so what do we have for ingredients? What are we doing?
Okay, in this case, we use the tequila.
Okay.
Okay, we have different brands of the tequila. I love it, the José Cuervo Tradicional.
Okay.
This is a good brand.
This is not to be confused with José Cuervo.
Especial.
Especial.
Oh, just take care of it.
It's very, very common, especially in the States here too, and it is no good. So don't use that. Don't do that. And Marco, he thought about if we should turn the labels around here. We're not selling you on any particular one. We're not getting kickback from anybody. This just happened to be a selection of what we had at home, so we thought we'd bring some different ones.
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about tequila a little bit before we start making our margaritas. So I really know very little about tequila. I know that it comes from a specific region in Mexico. I know that it's made from the agave plant. Other than that, I really don't know a lot.
Okay, the tequila is made in the Guadalajara, in Jalisco. Okay. This is the origin. In this case, it is made in another tequila, in another country, or in another place, don't receive the name for the tequila.
It's like champagne.
It's
Right.
like the champagne, it's like for another brands too. Okay, this is similar to.
Okay, and so other regions, they are called mezcal, right? The same.
It's the same.
It's the
It's the same plant,
Okay, but it's a different process?
but it's
Yes.
a different process.
Okay.
And we were looking some stuff up. I found this really, again, I'm not getting paid for it at all. I found this page called tequila.net, and it was super helpful. So
Okay.
if you have questions about your the different kinds of tequila and the different processes,
Okay.
I would check it out.
Okay.
But one thing that I read on there was that in 2006 they passed a bunch of laws about tequila. So now you need to make sure that your tequila says 100% agave, because if not, it could actually come from even another country.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's legal for them to produce it elsewhere and call it tequila now.
Okay.
So, but you want it, but it's not going to be the 100%.
Also, sometimes have the name for destilado of the tequila, but don't have the name tequila.
Got
Okay, destilado de agave.
Okay.
That's it.
So, and
And so I know that also their tequilas come in different colors.
Yeah.
So you get really dark amber to clear. Is there a better type that we're using for our margarita?
Okay, it depends what you want to do. It depends for the juice. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear? Is pure.
Okay.
Okay. We had different names. It's blanco, silver, plata.
platinum.
And that's all for the clear
Latino.
tequilas.
White.
This is the clear,
Yeah.
the clear
Okay.
tequila. That the process is made the tequila and immediately you need to drink. You can use.
So the white tequila is made for, it's in stainless steel casks instead of wood.
Oh, okay,
And so you get more of that pure agave flavor.
got it.
And it's not usually kept for more than a month in the cask.
Okay.
So it's a very pure, a lot of purists like it because you get the real agave flavor without any wood or other flavors.
The one thing I do know about alcohols in general is that the darker the color of the alcohol, generally the more of a hangover you're going to have. So the clearer the tequilas or just alcohols in general, the less you'll have because I guess there's less, organic components.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess, does that make, have you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because then after you've got your white tequilas, then you go to your reposado, which is a rested or slightly aged tequila,
Okay.
and they are light in color. But beware, there's something in between that called gold tequila, oro, and that is the stuff that is 51%. It has to be a minimum of 51% to be able to still say tequila on it, but it's a oro or a joven or a mixto.
Gold,
I think.
mixto.
Gold.
They added with sugar, flavor, color.
Okay.
Just take care because it's dangerous.
And that's the kind that you usually get at a bar. That's the kind because it's cheap.
Got it.
So that's the kind you'll find in restaurants and bars usually.
So today, you guys were adamant that you do not want to use cheap tequila in your margaritas. But I've also heard you don't want to use really expensive stuff either because that's a waste, right?
Right.
Right.
And viewers, don't forget that if you have questions, feel free to type them in at any point. I have something right here. I have my laptop right here, and I can take questions. So if you have anything, don't forget to answer or type them in. All right. So yeah, we don't want to use cheap tequila. We want to use something decent, but not too expensive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The difference. This is the reposado. The reposado is the age, the 1 year, 1 year and 3 years.
Okay.
This is a good. That is not expensive,
Okay.
but in this case, if you use the expensive,
Okay.
I think that is better.
It's a waste.
This is the waste.
It's a waste.
Right, because you're just going to be covering up the flavor of that tequila
Yeah.
with the
He said
lime and the sugar.
Yeah,
and-
he said it's like drinking Remy Martin and Coke. Or something. It's a really fine, complex flavor that you miss out on when you add stuff to it. And also, I just wanted to point out the bad tequila. Here's a destilado, like a distilled agave distillment. Sorry, my English is failing me terribly. Anyway, it's 28%, so that's about 10% less of the alcohol content. And this is the stuff that'll give you a headache. Even though it's light, I bet you it gives you a headache.
Yeah.
So you don't want to use that kind of stuff. It's very cheap, but just it might taste good, but you're going to be sad the next day. And then this is Turbo Margarita Mix, which we do not recommend using. It was a gift. And so a lot of people will ask us sometimes, we also do shopping for tourists coming in, and they'll ask for margarita mix. And we're like, oh. We usually offer to sell them some of Marco's margarita mix because you will see this stuff is water, sugar, citrus acid, natural and artificial flavors, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, Arabic gum, and artificial colors.
Yeah.
Ooh, who
Yummy,
wants some of
yummy.
that?
I want
sign
to
me up.
know.
No, you want some.
Well,
No.
and so you want to be healthy when you're drinking your margarita.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We go for we're health nuts.
Okay.
Okay.
One ingredient.
Okay.
Tequila.
Okay, so, and then, let's talk about alcohol for a little bit longer. Sorry, guys, we're gonna get to this. Actually, so why don't you start making, and I'll talk about, how much are we putting in?
Okay, in this case, I use this container,
Okay,
the pitcher for 8 people.
8 people.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. And start with fresh
So how many limes is that, hun?
Limes.
Limes.
Okay.
But because in Mexico we have the two limes, two
Right.
kinds of the limes. The first is a tiny
Yeah.
The key limes,
key limes, and this is the
Persian,
Persian limes.
Oh.
which is what we see a lot in the States.
Right.
Acid and some.
It's sweet,
this
but
is
it's
sweet, but
it's not as
not
acidic as the key limes, and it tastes different than the key limes.
Mm-hmm.
Key limes great for pie, but not so much great for margaritas.
What I love is that they brought this margarita.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
Marco. We can market
This is
this.
about my-
This
Let's
is
market
hilarious.
this, and we'll be millionaires.
If you make a lot of our margaritas, they've like marked everything on here of this is the line for limes and this is the line for syrup. This is awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so how much is that?
200 milliliters is like to 8
8 ounces?
ounces.
Okay. So 8 ounces is a cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you squeeze all those limes, Chef Marco?
Yes, Chef Marco,
Okay.
tell us.
Sometimes if you made a margarita for serving
I haven't
yourself,
even had a margarita yet. Can you believe it?
I know we
use the
should.
hand or use the mechanic.
Yeah, you got your lime squeezer that
Yes,
you can
lime
do
squeezer.
if you're real.
But for
You're
me,
building
I
up
use the
strength.
juicer.
But we
Okay,
use
so you just like.
Yeah, and that's
just
it.
a regular citrus juicer.
My mom used to have one of these as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, what's next?
next,
Simple syrup.
simple syrup.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, simple syrup when you make it at home is going to be 1 part sugar with 1 part water. Right?
Yeah.
And then you just put that on the stove top and wait until it dissolves.
Yeah.
Now, why, Chef Marco,
Yep.
are we using simple syrup and not just sugar?
Okay. In this case, this presentation, this is a combination. This is the perfect combination. The sugar and water. Okay, this is the balance. Sometimes if you try to make it in the house yourself,
It's
this
consistent.
this is the consistency.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then, what about agave? Have you ever used agave?
No,
No.
I mean,
Okay.
honestly, at least with my family, I think we use more agave in the States.
Well, you know, it's interesting. The reason I bring it up is because agave, for a while, was really popular for health. And I was even on the agave train, you know, telling people it was so much healthier than sugar and honey. And then all of a sudden, like the tides turned, as everything does
As
in
everything
health.
does, yeah.
And everyone like shunned it, saying that it was no better than high fructose corn syrup. And
Interesting.
I really don't know. But yeah, so it's just kind of interesting that this thing that was the darling of health for a while, then all of a sudden became like,
Outcasts.
I know. So
Um,
anyway, that's the only reason why I asked about agave.
I like agave, but I don't know if it would taste good in this. I like it, and I use it in salad dressings.
Yeah.
I put it
What
on
I liked
yogurt.
about it was that it was kind of like honey, but it didn't give you that. You know how sometimes honey is very strong,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and its flavor. It depends on where you get your
Right.
honey from, whether it's like orange blossom or clover or whatever. And so it was like honey, but it didn't give that strong flavor. But-
Yeah.
Okay.
Try the next two.
Okay.
We tried the portion.
So
sometimes
then-
this isn't-
Would you do just some agave and then add water to that? How would you balance that then?
Yeah, I would think you probably need to thin it
Okay.
with water.
Well, let's not talk about hypotheticals now.
Yeah. Anyway, you got me thinking with your question about
Sorry.
that, about the possibility of using some other kind of sugar like stevia is really popular right now. I myself don't like the way it tastes, but I have a lot of friends that are into it. And
Well, you know,
maybe
with
you can make a
stevia,
simple.
if you find that stevia is bitter,
Uh-huh.
it just means that you've added too much.
Okay.
So you really need just a very little bit. And so for baking and things like that, it really doesn't have the bulk that you would need. So in this case, again, you would need to use a little bit of agave, or I'm sorry, stevia in like a lot more water to create the bulk that you wanted to.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
kind of
if
of the
you-
school of I'd rather have less and have it real
Yeah.
than probably try and make it.
Yeah. Stevia is nice because it doesn't have any calories to it, and it doesn't raise your blood sugar. Which actually brings me to a point about alcohol. A lot of people think that alcohol is sugar. Like, I hear that all the time. Like, oh, there's so much sugar in alcohol. And for spirits, there's no sugar in alcohol. Alcohol is made from sugar and starches, but it doesn't raise your blood sugar. When they go through the fermentation process, it actually changes the molecule, and it is not sugar anymore. So, yeah, that's a myth.
So
There
we can just be guilt-free and pick our.
Well, no. I mean, so
Okay,
when it changes the process, then 1 gram of 1 gram of carbohydrate, which is what sugar is 4 calories. When they make alcohol, 1 gram of alcohol is actually 7 calories, so it almost doubles. The other thing to think about is, and thank you for segueing me into this, is that alcohol is actually a poison. So we cannot metabolize it. I know it's a tasty poison. And women actually do not have a specific enzyme needed to break down the alcohol that men do. So a 150-pound woman will become more intoxicated with the same alcohol that a 150-pound man would be taking in that same amount. And then also, because we can't metabolize that alcohol, then what happens is the body needs to burn that alcohol off, and we, whatever we take in with the alcohol, so the simple syrup, the sugar, or the chips and guacamole, our body actually shuttles that into fat storage.
But what if you go salsa dancing? What if you go salsa dancing?
Well, then you're burning your alcohol off.
Yes.
And so
That's the
then
key, guys. Go salsa dancing.
Yes, definitely. All right. So I totally derailed. Where are we now?
Okay.
Oh,
Add the control.
Okay.
Control is similar like a triple sec. The difference is the portion.
The concentration of the citrus
is
is stronger.
and alcohol.
Okay.
It's also about twice as alcoholic as triple sec.
Oh.
What is it, hun? 40? We
This
don't
is
have
just
triple
41.
sec, but we have the other, we have like coffee liqueur.
This is
And
40%.
yeah, so it's 40%, and I think all the ones I looked at were 19.5%. So it's stronger, and it's stronger in that way too.
Okay.
But it is the classic margarita mix.
So I've
from
never
Mexico.
tried Controy
Controy.
or
And you
triple
can-
sec. Is
you
it
can get it in the
sweet?
States now.
It's
Or
a
is it-
sweet, acid.
Oh wow! Look at all that.
Yeah.
Marco won the best classic margarita at Puerto Morelos contest in February, margarita contest.
So does that
And
mean that you get to go to the next level of contest? Do you get to go to like the whole Quintana Roo contest?
I wish that there was such a thing. 'Cause I know he would win that as well. But his margaritas are really strong, but they're not just, there's a science to how strong they are. And then we put a lot of water in them, ice in them, so it waters them down. So it's not like just strong to be strong. It actually tastes really yummy.
All right. How much was that, Controy?
This is
Is that 2 cups?
12, 16.
16 ounces? So, okay, 2 cups. Okay,
The cups.
got it.
And
Okay, alcohol. Wow,
Alcohol.
more alcohol.
Mm.
Happy hour,
Yeah.
everyone! Are you making this along with us?
You
Remember,
ready?
if you have any
I'm
questions,
ready.
go ahead and type them into the comments. one of the pros to alcohol is that alcohol is what's called a vasodilator, meaning that your veins will expand when you are drinking alcohol. And this can be good because alcohol is then good for your heart. It allows your heart to pump blood into your muscles and getting it into the rest of your body. However, if you find that when you're drinking alcohol that you get headaches, that could be a reason why, that the veins in your head are just expanding a little bit too much. So, oh wow, look at that, all the way to the top. We can't add anything else.
Yes.
So I guess we're done?
This is done.
Okay.
But what is the next step?
What's the next step? Tell us.
Okay. You like it drinking the rocks, the frozen, salt, unsalted?
I prefer salt and on the rocks.
Us
And blending on Facebook Live is the quickest way to get people to turn on. So
we have never done blended margaritas
Yeah.
for anybody. Not that we wouldn't. That's what you want. But really, I asked Marco, I said, what's the deal? Why aren't they as good? And he pointed out that they have so much ice that they're just, it's just more water. So it's going to water down your drink more quickly. And maybe you don't want that. Maybe your margarita might not be as strong as Marco's, so it might not be as tasty.
But, so here's what I do. Now, you're probably gonna really dislike this. I'm sorry, Marco.
Oh,
But
tell
I
me.
find that after a night of drinking margaritas, it makes my stomach feel really sour, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So what I do is I actually use mineral water and dilute it half and half.
Like a spritzer.
Like a spritzer.
A margarita
And
spritzer.
so it actually tastes really yummy to me.
That sounds
It's a little bit lighter, and it doesn't make me feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that since it's all natural. I mean, super concentrated lime juice. Like that could hit
Yeah.
you the wrong way.
Well, let's get 3 and taste them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we need to stir it, hon? Do you want a spoon?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be like all
Sorry,
the
this is
alcohol
awesome.
floating on the top, and we're going to pass it on here. So,
Probably should have thought about that before. Here you go.
so can you put the recipe up on your?
I can,
page?
absolutely, yes.
And we'll do that too. I'm still figuring out how to do stuff with this Facebook Live, but we can get the recipe out there. So,
So all you did
all
was
of our
take a lime and just
friends out
swirl
there.
it around.
Yep.
Okay, and then dip it in the salt.
All right. Now this one is for this one. I'm going to pretend my mom is here. Alice, this is for you. It's purple. We both love purple. So we're gonna. I know that she's watching. I think she's watching anyway, and she loves a good margarita. So.
Okay, and then for this one, do only half, because I'll put my
Okay.
mineral water in it.
Maybe this.
Huh?
Because you need the
Yeah.
more
Thank
ice.
you. I need more ice, I know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love these glasses.
Tastes like summer.
It's really good.
Even though it's
really good.
fall
I
with
hope
everyone
everybody-
else.
Yeah.
Sorry, my friend. Sorry.
Well, hopefully you've been making
Cheers for
along with us. And
And hopefully you
again,
made guacamole that you learned how to make last time, and then you can enjoy your guacamole and your margarita.
yay. And Janalee says, I really want one. Salud. Salud,
Salud.
Janalee. And
Salud.
Murdy and whoever else is watching. Okay, thanks for joining us. I will have Sonia and Marco's recipe available for everyone.
And I'll share it too.
Please feel free to, write in any comments, share this, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Also, tell us, what else do you want us to make?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We want to know for
open.
future
I mean, we have lots of
episodes.
ideas, but
Yeah.
we can
Awesome.
always use new ones.
And Charlotte says that she's making some tonight. So
Excellent.
have an amazing weekend, everyone,
Yes.
and we will
Happy
see you soon.
TGIF. Bye.
Bye.
Blah, blah, blah.